Hi, I'm Ed.
I'm Ashley.
We're in Indiana.
And we're here at the Indiana Women in Computing Conference.
And you're watching Ed and Ashley's 5-Minute Show.
So like she said, I'm Ashley Myers. I'm a computer science senior at DePauw in my last semester. So excited to be almost done with my undergrad experience. And I'll be discussing the benefits of online communities, and I'm specifically speaking of my experiences at the Grace Hopper Conference in 2008 and 2009. So I'm going to start with LinkedIn and Facebook, and I'm going to just assume that the majority of you in this room have a Facebook, and many probably have a LinkedIn account as well. So these two networks allow for distribution of information across pre-established networks. More importantly, it allows interaction between the members of that network that wouldn't otherwise happen if the information was only distributed on an email newsletter that was blind carbon copied to everyone. So you have no idea who else is receiving this email. Mediums used before the conference, in addition to Facebook and LinkedIn, were the GHC blog, YouTube, and Twitter. Before the conference, bloggers posted advice on how to make the most of the recruiters, exhibits, what to pack, networking. The blog allows for sharing of personal perspectives, and bloggers shared why they feel GHC is so important, how it affected their lives, and what they hope to get out of the upcoming conference. Also, official organizers shared behind the scenes of how they made GHC happen. This year, I was the coordinator of the YouTube group, started a video blog at the 2008 conference with Aaron Ed Donahue, my forever roommate, who's directly in front of me, holding the camera. So we did 2 pre-conference videos. First one was just saying, hey, we're Ed and Ashley, we're really excited about this year's conference, and the other one was, what the heck do you pack when you're going to Colorado and you're up in a mountain where you can't breathe so hot? So for 2009, we did a 5-episode series. We introduced ourselves, we went over tips for first-time attendees, since we were actually second-time attendees that time around, and also going over the 8 session tracks and what type of sessions were in each track. So Twitter, before the conference, was used to distribute information such as announcements, new blog posts, new video, and so information about the conference were things like, there's an upcoming deadline, or we've extended the deadline for people who procrastinated a little bit too much. It's also used as a networking tool. I'm going to say almost every single one of the GHC09 official Twitterers didn't know each other prior to the conference. When we got to the conference, and we realized that we ran into each other, since a lot of us go by handles such as I'm Organized Fish. You're not going to know that if I say I'm Ashley. But they weren't strangers when we ran into them, even though we'd never met before. I discovered a Twitterer who works for Sun in California. She's from my hometown. I tweeted about an issue that was going on there, and she responded. I was like, whoa, like, how do you know about that? Like, no one outside in Fort Wayne knows that. So at the conference, all these mediums were also used. In addition, a wiki was used for note-taking. So while I was there, I was attending a session, and it conflicted with another session that I thought was beneficial to my career. But I could attend the other session because after the session, I could go back and look at the wiki to see all the notes from the presenter, as well as someone had documented the question and answer session that occurred after the presentation. So the blog was used at the conference to share personal reactions to sessions as well as session summaries. The YouTube group was used to video record attendees that weren't maybe giving presentations, but to ask them how did they feel about the conference, what were they getting out of it at that exact moment. But they also, the YouTube group was used to interview presenters, say, you know, give us a 3-minute summary of what your presentation was about, the high points. Twitter at the Grace Hopper 2009 conference was used extensively. The actual venue had a Twitter account that followed the Grace Hopper hashtag, which is #GHC09. And for next year, if you're looking on Twitter, just search for #GHC10, and you'll see people talking about it already. And so the official venue's Twitter account responded to requests such as, we need a stronger signal for Wi-Fi in this room, or this particular room is freezing, because we were in Arizona this year, and so they had the AC turned up really high. And other venue-related questions, such as me doing the YouTube group, I had about 10 videos I needed to upload with that Wi-Fi, and each video said it was going to take 45 minutes. Not going to happen. So I direct messaged the guy and I said, I need a stronger internet connection. And he said, meet me here at this time. Met him, we'll get an Ethernet cord, 5-minute uploads. Very nice. And the other really nice thing about Twitter is with this back channel, I was at a session and I saw that someone I knew was tweeting about a different session. And they tweeted something, I was like, that's really interesting, but I have a question. So I asked the question and she was able to ask it at that other session that I wasn't at and get me an answer. So beyond the conference, I used Twitter to keep in touch with my new network. So there was, at one point, I saw Ed, she was tweeting with someone who lives where her new job is, and they're going to go to a girls' geek dinner. I was really jealous, because I'd never been to one and I wanted to go to one, so I was just like, oh man, I'm really jealous. So the employee from Sun that I met said, hey, when I'm home during break, we're going to have our own girl geek dinner and get together. Now, since we're both on Twitter and we follow each other, we see each other's updates throughout the year. So that comment was made about 3 months before my winter break. But since we're on Twitter and we're constantly seeing one another, even though we're not directly talking to one another, when it came time to break, she saw, oh, Ashley's still twittering about things in Fort Wayne, she's still home. And so she messaged me and said, hey, let's get together. Ellis Tech near my old high school. So these are benefits of the online community. This year, Grace Copper has put together a committee to try and bring these benefits to everyone. Because right now, there's only like the people who are participating in the communities are the ones volunteering for it. But this is something that can be helpful for everyone. And so this is why I feel that communities, or online communities for conferences, is a really good thing.